My name is Grace Mandel, and what brought me to Crossroads was the 12-step recovery group for Christians. Actually, my Grammy led me here pretty begrudgingly. I really didn't want to come. I really wasn't looking for a church, but God knew that this was the place that I needed to be. When I was 18, I entered into Celebrate Recovery. So at a young age, I sought recovery for past trauma and abuse. I was raised in a very angry home, a lot of hurt people, and hurt people hurt other people. And so I was in recovery for a few years. I was making friends. The Lord was freeing me from addictions, things that I used to cope with from abuse, from trauma. I leaned into drugs, I leaned into alcohol, I leaned into sex and the relationships that I shouldn't have been having. But whatever helped to numb me from the reality of my life is what I clung to. And so I had a couple years in recovery, and then when God blessed me with my first home, I ended up getting back into a foot in the world, being 21, 22, experiencing the world in a new way that I never had before. And I came to a point where I was so broken and so empty. I was plagued with everything that God had freed me from. I mean, the enslaving spirits of addiction, of depression, of anxiety, of codependency. I found myself tangled back in those nets that the Lord set me free. And one day, I remember being on the edge of my bed, and I had probably like 6 Bibles under my bed, because Grammy always told me, you need to sleep with a Bible under your bed, And I just remember being overwhelmed to pull it up one day, just on the edge of my bed, just desperate. Like, Lord, I feel so broken and so empty, so I'm gonna seek you. And as I pulled open the Bible, something inside me told me to read Hosea. Hosea was a prophet for the Lord. And the story of Hosea is the story of my life. God told Hosea to take Gomer, a prostitute, as his wife. And she bore children to him. And the Lord gave him names that said, not my people, and not loved. And so as they had their relationship, she kept being unfaithful to Hosea. And Hosea's like, God, I don't understand this. Why? Why do you keep telling me to chase after her? And God told him that you may understand my love for the people of Israel. And it just broke me, because I was that unfaithful woman. That everything the Lord gave me, I gave to everyone else. I threw it all away to feel love in this world, to feel like I had value, to feel like someone could care about me. I threw it all away. But in that moment, the love of God flooded my heart and overwhelmed me in a way that I never felt the love of God before in my life. I grew up hearing, the Jesus Loves Me song from Grammy, and always seeing it, on stickers or what people shared, Jesus loves you. And I was like, oh, of course, yeah, Jesus loves me. But it was all up here. That moment, God flooded my heart to know the cup of suffering that he willingly drank. It was so overwhelming to know that he said, you would have no power over me unless it was the Father in heaven that gave it unto you. I think about before he entered into his Holy Communion for the last time, the Lord's Supper with his people, and he tells them that he's earnestly desired to drink this cup with them, the cup of suffering. That he delighted to do that for us. It's overwhelming. The love of God is so overwhelming in my heart as I read his testimony and the truth. The love of God was so overwhelming to me in one of my deepest, lowest moments of my life. And it gave me the strength and the courage to seek him again. And that was actually during this time of getting connected with Crossroads. So it was a blessing to think back on not what he only did physically in relationships and bringing me here to his church, but what he did in the secret, just with my heart being bare and open before God. He ministered to deep traumas and lies that I was carrying that I didn't even know. The lies of feeling like I had no worth, like I was unloved, like I wasn't chosen, like I wasn't cared for. And the Lord, in that moment, flooded me and changed everything.